My name is Chapa Saizi Africa. Welcome Tanzania. My name is Chaba Saizi Africa. Welcome Tanzania. We love you so much.
The Hadza, sometimes referred to as the Hadza, are one of the last remaining hunter-gatherer tribes in the world, and they live in northern Tanzania, mainly around Lake Eyasi near the Great Rift Valley. Their way of life represents one of the oldest living traditions of humankind, and for this reason, they are often described as a living window into our prehistoric past. The Hadza are estimated to number fewer than 1,000 individuals today, with only a portion of them still practicing their traditional hunter-gatherer lifestyle. The Hadza language, known simply as Hadzane, is remarkable and unique. It contains distinctive click sounds similar to those used in the Khoisan languages of southern Africa, but linguists have determined that Hadzane is not directly related to any other known language family. This makes it one of the rarest and most endangered languages in the world. Language is the backbone of Hadza culture, carrying centuries of oral traditions, hunting knowledge, and spiritual beliefs. Despite pressure from neighboring languages like Swahili and Iraqu, the Hadza continue to preserve their linguistic heritage within their small communities. Historically, the Hadza never built large kingdoms or centralized political systems. Instead, they have always lived in small, flexible bands or camps of about 20 to 40 people. These groups are often formed based on kinship and friendship, and they move seasonally depending on the availability of food and water. The camps are not permanent, they can dissolve and reform easily, reflecting the mobility required for a hunting and gathering lifestyle. This social organization is highly egalitarian, with no chiefs or formal leaders, and decisions are made collectively. For thousands of years, the Hadza have relied on hunting and gathering as their main source of survival. Men are primarily responsible for hunting using bows and arrows, often tipped with poisonous plant extracts that make their weapons more deadly. They hunt small animals like birds, monkeys, and dik-diks, as well as larger game when the opportunity arises. Women, on the other hand, play a crucial role in gathering fruits, berries, tubers, and wild roots, which form the staple of the Hadza diet. Honey is another highly valued food, and the Hadza are exceptional honey gatherers, often climbing tall trees and working alongside wild honey-guide birds that lead them to bee colonies. The Hadza's deep knowledge of their environment has made them masters of survival in a semi-arid landscape. They know which roots provide water during droughts, which fruits are edible, and how to track animals across vast distances. Their intimate connection to nature has fascinated anthropologists and survival experts, as it shows a living example of how humans thrived for millennia before the rise of farming and permanent settlements. Over the last century, however, the Hadza have faced significant threats to their traditional way of life. One of the most pressing challenges is the loss of their ancestral lands. Because the Hadza have never traditionally practiced agriculture or livestock keeping, they have not established formal claims to land. As a result, much of their territory has been taken over by pastoralist groups such as the Datoga and the Maasai, or by government and private interests for farming and conservation. These pressures have forced many Hadza to retreat into smaller and smaller areas around Lake Eyasi. Government efforts to settle the Hadza into farming communities have been largely unsuccessful. Many Hadza resist these attempts, seeing them as a direct threat to their culture and identity. Those who do move to villages often struggle with poverty, alcoholism, and loss of cultural traditions. At the same time, international organizations and NGOs have tried to assist the Hadza by providing healthcare, education, and land rights, but progress is slow and often complicated by cultural differences and political challenges. Today, only a few hundred Hadza continue to live almost entirely by hunting and gathering. The rest have gradually integrated into surrounding communities, sometimes adopting farming or wage labor, but they often remain marginalized. Despite these struggles, the Hadza maintain a strong sense of cultural pride and identity. Their oral traditions, songs, and rituals continue to celebrate the animals they hunt, the spirits of the land, and the cycles of nature. Tourism has become a double-edged sword for the Hadza. On one hand, cultural tourism brings much-needed income, as visitors come to Lake Eyasi to experience a day with the Hadza, joining them on a hunt, learning how to use a bow and arrow, or gathering honey. On the other hand, this exposure can disrupt their way of life, as frequent interactions with outsiders introduce new habits, values, and pressures that may weaken traditional practices. Nonetheless, tourism has raised global awareness of the Hadza's struggle for survival and has helped some communities secure land rights and protection. Nutrition researchers have also turned their attention to the Hadza, as their diet provides important insights into human health. Studies have shown that the Hadza diet, rich in wild meat, berries, honey, and fibrous roots, is extremely healthy compared to modern processed diets. They have very low rates of obesity, diabetes, and heart disease, which are widespread in industrialized societies. The Hadza lifestyle, which involves high levels of physical activity and a natural diet, is often cited as an example of how humans were originally adapted to live. Still, life for the Hadza is not easy. Malnutrition, lack of healthcare, and vulnerability to land loss are constant challenges. The small size of their population also makes them vulnerable to cultural erosion and loss of identity. Their language, already endangered, could vanish within a few generations if not actively preserved. This would represent not only the loss of a people but also the loss of unique knowledge about survival, ecology, and human history. The story of the Hadza is, therefore, not just the story of a small tribe in Tanzania, but a reflection of the broader human journey. They remind us of where we came from, how humans once lived in harmony with nature, and how fragile that balance can be when faced with modern pressures. Protecting the Hadza is not only about saving a tribe, it is about preserving one of the last direct connections to our collective human past. As the world continues to modernize at an accelerating pace, the Hadza stand as a symbol of resilience, tradition, and the human spirit. They show us that survival is not only about technology and progress, but also about knowledge, cooperation, and respect for nature. Their future remains uncertain, but their story continues to inspire researchers, travelers, and all who believe in the importance of cultural diversity and heritage. In the end, the Hadza people of Tanzania embody both the fragility and the strength of human tradition. They are a living link to a time when humanity depended entirely on the land, and their survival today serves as a powerful reminder of the need to protect not only ecosystems but also the cultures that safeguard them.